protein is something that we know is incredibly important in optimizing your overall muscle recovery, okay? So one of the things people often ask me about is, how can I get more protein every single day? So we're going to dive into specifically getting 100 plus grams of protein a day, just because 100 is a nice round number. But of course, ideally, as you'll see, most people are probably going to want to try to be getting a little bit more than that. So for starters, a lot of people struggle with getting protein for one reason, and that is the RDA, or the recommended daily allowance, is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight when it comes to your protein intake. So if you're 165 pounds or 75 kilograms, this is going to come out to about 60 grams of protein every single day. Now, the thing about this is that as an exercise physiologist, I personally think that this is way too low of a protein goal for people to hit, okay? So what I try to get people steered towards is to try to do 0.82 grams per pound of body weight. Now, this is more kind of diving into the sports science aspect of recovering your muscle and improving performance. But for most individuals, you do want to have proper muscle mass, even if you aren't trying to be a high-level athlete. So that 0.8 grams per kilogram, it's just so low, and we could benefit so much more by trying to get a little bit more shooting maybe towards that 0.82 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Or what I usually recommend is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Simply because this is really easy to remember. It translates very nicely. So if you are 150 pounds, for example, you're going to try to eat roughly 150 grams of protein a day. Again, there's no magic cutoff, and some people can get away with a little bit less. Some people can get away with a little bit more. It's just something easy to remember, just to try to get around that number. And if you find that that is very hard for you to get, well, we're going to go over a few ways to actually make that a little bit easier. So the first thing you can do when trying to get more protein per day is to just look at ultimately how many snacks and how many meals you are consuming every single day, because this is going to dictate ultimately how much protein per snack and meal that you need to be consuming to get to your overall protein goal. So once you decide, maybe you're going to do 3 meals and 1 snack, that might be a common thing. So that's 4 different kind of feeding times or feeding allotments during the day. So then you would divide the meals by the grams of protein. So in this case, with the 3 meals and the 1 snack, you would do 100 grams of protein divided by those 4 feeding allotments. Essentially being, you're going to eat 25 grams of protein per eating period. So, okay, eating 100 grams of protein every single day sounds a little less daunting, only 25 grams per eating period. So then at that point, you just need to find some high protein foods that you ultimately really enjoy eating. So a few examples that I have here: chicken breast, 3 to 4 ounces is roughly 20 to 25 grams. Cottage cheese, one of my favorites, half a cup, about 12 grams of protein in that bad boy. So you could have 2 cups. 2 cups, that's actually a lot of protein. 1 cup or 2 servings will get you 24 grams of protein. Boom. Greek yogurt, 1 cup, 20 grams of protein. Protein powder, of course, you don't need protein powder. There's nothing magical about it. But protein powder is an excellent source of protein that can get you nearly 25 grams of protein in just 1 scoop. If you're somebody who likes eggs and you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna get some eggs because those are really, really high in protein. Well, the thing about eggs is that the egg whites are actually where the protein is. So if you're trying to get more protein, you might be more opted out to stick towards more egg whites versus the egg yolk. The egg yolk still has some good nutrients in it, But at the end of the day, what I like to do is maybe do 1 yolk to 3 egg whites. Some people might say that's a waste, but I try to just get a little bit more of the protein aspect out of it. Still get some of those good fat-soluble vitamins out of that egg yolk while getting and boosting more of my overall protein intake. So at the end of the day, it's going to be finding your recommended protein for you, your specific weight. So again, doing that 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight is probably the easiest. Otherwise, you could get a calculator out, take your weight in pounds times 0.82, take that number, divide it by the meals that you consume every single day, and then try to hit those protein grams in every single meal or snack. If you can't get quite a bunch in one, you can carry over a little bit more into the other one. At the end of the day, as long as you're getting that protein in a whole, it's not really going to matter, if, I only ate 10 grams in this one sitting and I had 40 grams in another. Don't overcomplicate it. The amount of overall protein at the end of the day is going to make the biggest difference on your overall fitness recovery and health. So go ahead and give that section a like if you did get some good value